Well, the Environmental Affairs Minister is leading a clean-up operation at the Blue Lagoon river mouth. This is in Durban this morning. KZN remains in a state of disaster following the deadly floods. That's been linked to the consequences of the global warming and climate change. And that's where we find our reporter, Karinda Jagmohan, who is on the ground. Karinda, good morning to you. What is the Environmental Minister doing exactly there? We know that she's leading those cleanup operations, but what seems to be a major concern right now?
Indeed, those cleanup operations will start here at the Blue Lagoon beach. My colleague Spungiseni Ngubande will show you the pollution that's washed up at this river mouth from the Umgeni River. You'll see eThekwini municipal workers starting this cleanup. But you'll see just behind them the amount of pollution, of debris that's washed up. Even the color now of the water here is quite a dark brown because of the sand that's washed into the river because of landslides, mudslides, and thus have come here to the river mouth. Now, while the minister is conducting the cleanup operations at the beachfront, one of the biggest concerns is that the pollution you're seeing here is coming from much further back to the rivers, to the streams that are more in the inner parts of eThekwini. And so one of our conversations with her would be with regards to cleanup operations that need to take place in those areas. And how would she then be working with the human settlements departments to ensure that the areas around these settlements, there's actually an SANDF helicopter flying above us as we speak, that these areas are built in such a way that communities are able to dispose of their dirt, their garbage in a proper way and ensure that they're not further polluting the river. So, of course, cleanup campaigns need to be led there as well. And now, of course, talks about relocating settlements that are along major rivers to a place that is more suitable and more safe for communities. But along with this, Oli, aside from cleanup campaigns, there's the critical conversation that needs to take place about the global warming crisis and the climate change crisis that we are seeing. The recent floods, the deadly floods, has been linked to climate change, looking at the natural disasters that we have been seeing, major floods that happened in 2017, in April 2019, and of course this year, which are becoming more and more deadly as we are seeing more lives being lost. Yesterday, the Copter Minister Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma telling us that as we are seeing more natural disasters and we are rebuilding following the most recent disaster, we need to rebuild in such a way where our infrastructure will now withstand the types of torrential rain that we are seeing here on the east coast and on the west coast, possible concerns about droughts happening there. So there needs to be plans in place to ensure that communities can now understand the climate change disasters we are seeing and be able to withstand the consequences of this as well. The minister is expected to be here at around 10 o'clock to start this cleanup campaign, but more so especially have a conversation with media about what her department is going to do going forward as we are seeing really the effect of climate change happening in our communities at this point.
Live for us at the Blue Lagoon river mouth in Durban, Karinda Jagmohan. Thank you very much.